Welcome to Marshall, Minnesota for the final home game of the season for the Southwest Minnesota State University Mustangs. They will play host to the Augustana Vikings. Hello everybody, I'm Michael Sterling along with Adam Hudak. And Adam, SMSU coming in with a record of 4-6, 3-3 in the South Division of the NSIC. Augustana also at 4-6, but at 2-4 in the South Division in the NSIC. Busy Saturday for SMSU. Got the big volleyball game at 4 today and the wheelchair basketball this evening. We'll see if we can kick the day off with a football victory. What are some of your keys to this game here?
Today is senior day here on the campus of Southwest Minnesota State for the football team, and so we're going to try to stick with that theme here. First thing we want to look at is senior quarterback for the Mustangs, Tyler Pichon. He's been playing very well the last few games. 3 games in a row, he's had a completion percentage of over 60%. So that's been really good. I'd like to see him continue with that today, completing a lot of passes, make sure we continue to move the ball down the field. Second of all, for the Augustana Vikings, their senior quarterback, Josh Hansen. He is the all-time touchdown leader for their school with 71 touchdown passes. He set that record last week, and he has 30 on the season, which is first in the NSIC. So the Mustangs are going to have to try to slow down the passing attack of Augustana and try to keep up. I think we could see a high-scoring game today. And lastly, we talk about it every week, the SMSU running game. Warren Matthews and Gannon Moore, the two-headed monster, both of them are seniors, so they'll be playing their last games here today in Mustang uniforms. Last year against Augustana as a team, the Mustangs were held to -7 yards on the ground with sacks and things like that, and the highest rusher for the game was Warren Matthews with 34 yards on 9 carries. Gannon Moore only had 2 carries for 2 yards last year, so we'd really like to see the Mustangs try to move the ball on the ground more. Both of them are having great years. Warren Matthews is there's a chance he could go over 100 yards or 1,000 yards for the season today if he has a big game. Gannon Moore continues to open up his lead with the all-time rushing touchdown lead here for the Mustangs. So hopefully more ground game for the Mustangs and keep the ball away from that high-scoring offense of Augustana.
And the Mustangs have lost 14 straight to the Vikings. SMSU won the first 2 meetings between these two teams, but not a whole lot of success recently. The Mustangs looking to go 5-6. SMSU looking for their 4th conference win, which would be their highest ever since the NSIC went to division play. And SMSU also looking to finish their home stand with a home record of 4-2 this season. So we will see how these factors figure in. And right now we're going to take about a minute break for the national anthem. But when we come back, we'll have some Mustang football for you. Stay tuned. You're watching Mustang football here on KSSU TV.
Southwest Minnesota State University, where private school atmosphere meets public school cost. Programs like culinology, agronomy, and environmental science set the standard nationwide, where grad placement rates are over 97%. And the school invests in you, putting over $80 million back into the university. Southwest Minnesota State University, where you belong.
If you've had a stroke, the chances are good that you could have another one. But it doesn't have to happen. You could be a stroke smart star.
I'm eating healthy and I'm exercising again.
I'm keeping my blood pressure and cholesterol levels under control.
After 35 years, I quit smoking.
I always take my medicine.
If you take steps to improve your health, you'll greatly reduce your risk of another stroke. Talk to your doctor and go to stroke.org today.
I'm not going to have another stroke.
We all have a vision of that perfect smile. But when it comes to our smile, it's not something we can draw or wait to miraculously appear. We need an orthodontist, dental specialists with 2 to 3 years of specialized education beyond dental school. Your child might be the next Picasso, so trust that brilliant smile to the right hands. Seeing an orthodontist no later than age 7 can help achieve a healthy, beautiful smile. For more information, visit braces.org.
All right, welcome back to everybody. Welcome back, everybody, to Marshall, Minnesota, where we are just about to kick off this game between the Augustana Vikings and the SMSU Mustangs. Adam, got a pretty should be a pretty competitive game here between two teams that know how to score. SMSU, they're high for points this season, scored 40 in the win over Wayne State a few weeks ago. For Augustana, they have a lot of firepower as well. Twice this season they have scored over 60 points, and 4 straight games coming into this week have they scored more than 30 points in each game. So both defenses might have a tough time today, but then again, we've seen a lot of that this season.
Yeah, we know that the Mustangs have struggled on defense most of the year. They've had their moments. They've come up big the last few home games that we've seen, that we've broadcasted here for you. Like last week, came up with a big interception. Cornerback Donovan Woods came up with an interception in the end zone when Concordia was about to tie the game up. So they've come through when they've needed it, at least here at home. But I would not be surprised if we do see another high-scoring game.
Grant Gebhardt, one of the players back to return for Augustana, he has one kick return for a touchdown on the season. So he'll be somebody to watch out for, as that kick will bounce out of bounds, and that'll give Augustana a good field position to start out. Not the best way to start off the game for SMSU.
No, not the greatest. You don't really want to be letting the other team automatically start at the 35-yard line, but I guess if you're afraid of the returner from the other team, there's worse things that could happen.
So that'll bring out senior quarterback Josh Hansen, who on the season has 30 touchdown passes, completed 213 of his 355 passes, 2,622 yards, only 6 interceptions. So and averaging 262 yards a game on the season.
Mustangs defense has their work cut out for them today.
Mustangs, as we've mentioned many times, struggled with the running games for opposing teams, and Augustana starts with a handoff. And couldn't catch who got that carry there. Starting running back for Augustana, Dejan Newell. He actually had a pretty decent game last year against SMSU. Last year he rushed for 105 yards and 1 touchdown. Shotgun formation now for the Vikings. And play action pass, Hansen, and the pass is caught. That was a nice catch. The receiver just was able to drag his feet. Nice play there for Augustana, and that'll give the Vikings a first down.
Good play by the wide receiver there to make sure he drags his feet as he goes out of bounds there to make sure that he makes the reception inbounds.
So Hansen completes his first pass attempt of the day. Shotgun formation for the Vikings. And a handoff to Newell. And he gets about 5 yards, but a flag was thrown. So we'll see what the penalty is. Maybe an offsides on SMSU. We'll wait for the official call. So they'll take that offsides penalty. So it'll be 1st and 5 for Augustana. You remember in last week's game against Concordia, both the Mustangs and Concordia had a lot of penalties that kind of both teams shot themselves in the foot a few times in that game. Shotgun formation. And the snap, Hansen back to pass. Nice little short pass, and that'll go for another first down. That was number 8, Darren Nicholson, 6'1" junior for the Vikings, and that'll move the chains once again. Last weekend, Augustana lost a shootout 73-35 to Winona State. So
not that much of a shootout. Shootout for one side.
This conference kind of reminds me a lot of the Big 12 with teams like Baylor, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech. It's always like you can almost count on each team getting at least 40 points. As a few flags are thrown out there, catch made.
I think we're going to have offsides again.
Mustangs really maybe getting a little too eager as you see that replay. A nice tackle there on that catch. We'll see what the official call is. Again. So it'll be 1st and 5 once again for the Vikings.
The times that we have seen the Mustangs be penalized this year, it's usually on personal foul penalties. We've seen a lot of 15-yarders. Not too many of these little execution mistakes, more losing your cool, not knowing the situation. But these are things that should not be happening.
Some pressure and a chance for an open field tackle. Nicholson with the catch, and he got an extra few yards. So that is second catch of the day for Nicholson. That'll bring up 2nd and short for the Vikings.
Mustangs were actually able to get some pressure there on Hansen, but he was able to get the ball away. But throughout the game, that's going to be a big factor. If they can get some pressure on the quarterback, make him hurry up his throws, that's going to wear away at the confidence of the Vikings offense.
Hansen, another pass, and a hit out of bounds. Nicholson again with another catch. And that'll once again move the chains for Augustana. So SMSU kind of struggling with this short passing game. Ball at the 25 for Augustana. Shotgun formation for the Vikings again. And now another quick pass. And a few more yards close to another first down. Grant Gebhardt with the reception there. And they'll place the ball 3 yards shy of the first down. It'll be 2nd and 3. Hansen hasn't thrown an incomplete pass yet. He's been pretty consistent so far. 6 of 6 for 42 yards. And now they're going to go with the option play. And Hansen close to a first down. Looks like from the spot that he's going to get it. So Augie once again moves inside the SMSU 15.
Seems like every week we see a lot of short passing. That's kind of the way most teams try to go. And that's not uncommon with Division II because you're trying, your level of athletes are a little lower than what you might find on the Division I teams. So you just want to get the ball out, try to make a play.
Hand off to number 28. That was C.J. Ham, redshirt freshman out of Duluth, Minnesota. And, he gets up to the 8-yard line. So Augie looking pretty good on their first drive here. 10 minutes, 18 seconds left in the first quarter, so they've taken a good chunk off the clock. And again, option play, and Hansen kind of slips, and he lost a yard there. So it'll be 3rd and goal back to the 9. It'd be nice for, if you're a Mustang fan, to hold Augustana to a field goal here.
It certainly would. The Mustangs haven't been doing very well so far in this first drive. Augustana's been moving down the field pretty much at will, but if you need a stop, this is the time to do it when the other team's in the red zone.
So shotgun formation again for the Vikings. Hansen, a fade route and a catch. Nicholson again, and that's a touchdown for the Augustana Vikings. Nicholson's 4th catch of this first drive. You see the replay there. SMSU defender wasn't even looking for the ball, just trying to face guard Nicholson. Didn't work out so well for SMSU.
That was the right kind of pass for that against that defense. The cornerback is looking at the wide receiver, so when the wide receiver, if you throw the ball inside and make the wide receiver stop and come back to the ball, the defender is not going to be ready for that because he is looking for that fade to the corner or the back of the end zone.
Big first drive for Augustana. They have a 7-0 lead. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. You're watching Mustang football here on KSSU TV.
Will I always be working weekends just to stay out of debt?
Is a great college for our kids?
Out of the question?
Is the American dream
Out of our reach?
Not if we can help it. We're the National Endowment for Financial Education, a non-profit organization dedicated to helping people just like you get smart about their money. Log on to smartaboutmoney.org today and start taking control of your financial life.
Welcome back to Marshall, Minnesota, where the Augustana Vikings went 65 yards on 12 plays, took off 5 minutes, 26 seconds off the clock. Darren Nicholson, a 9-yard touchdown reception from Josh Hansen. Hansen went 7 for 7 on that drive for 51 yards. Nicholson had 4 catches for 31 yards and that final touchdown. Now we'll see, as the wind kind of blew the football off that tee there, now we'll see what the Mustangs can do with their first drive. Again, as Adam mentioned earlier, last year's game, which was actually the homecoming game last year, SMSU had a -7 yards rushing, and Augustana on their end had 212 yards rushing. But so far, Augustana doing a lot of their damage in the air. Matthews on the return. They're going to spot him at the 28.
Picked up like 1 yard there.
Now SMSU going to start out with the ball. Tyler Pichong having a decent year. 182 completions on 323 attempts, only 6 interceptions, 2,152 yards, and 15 touchdowns. Again, Mustangs, one of those teams that, like we saw with Augustana, just likes to go with those short passes. And again, Adam, you mentioned in the pregame that two-headed monster, those senior backs, Gannon Moore and Warren Matthews. They're going to start off with the pass. Pichong starts off with an interception, and now a fumble. But luckily, the defender was able to get back on the ball there. That was number 21, Thomas Vanasek, junior out of Lakeville, Minnesota. And that's after the opening touchdown drive for the Vikings. Definitely not what you want to see for the Mustangs. I don't know what Pichong thought he saw there.
Well, he got hit right when he let the ball go, so that might have been the reason they came up short. I think he was kind of trying, it looks like he was trying to protect his ribs from the impact, so that would explain it a little bit with the ball coming up short. Too bad the wide receiver there for the Mustangs wasn't a little more heads up when the Vanasek dropped the ball when he was trying to move down the field. Could have jumped on top of that.
So the first turnover of the game for SMSU. Hansen back in the saddle at quarterback. Mustangs showing blitz. Hansen has some time. And he's going to throw it, another short pass. Going to get maybe 6 yards. That was number 86, Ben Parsley, 6'3" senior. It'll be 2nd and 4. 8 minutes, 55 seconds left in the first quarter. A big opportunity for the Vikings to go up 2 touchdowns.
Mustangs, yeah, they could find themselves behind the 8 ball very quickly here.
Newell will get the first down with that run. Again, inside the SMSU 15. Got about 10 yards on that play. On a beautiful day. We haven't mentioned the weather so far today, but it's beautiful. The sun is shining. Might be one of the last nice days that we get. It's supposed to be pretty cold tomorrow and into Monday, but a perfect day for football today. The Vikings with the 1st and 10. And a handoff. And a big run for C.J. Ham. Kind of like a Mike Allstott, just muscling his way through. Maybe a few inches short of a first down.
He completely devastated a couple of Mustang tacklers there. They're in the hole, though. I don't know who it was that he ran over, but he put him flat on his back. Newell's not a big guy either. He's 5'10", 185, so just a lot of strength in that 185, a lot of muscle.
Shotgun formation again for the Vikings. And another handoff. Newell able to break a couple tackles and into the end zone for his first rushing touchdown of the day. And the Vikings able to take advantage of that Pashong interception and now have a 13-0 lead. So you see the replay.
Just a short little stutter step there. Got 2 defenders to run by him. Kind of knocked them out of their shoes.
Once again, the Mustangs have had trouble tackling at times this year. Kind of a lofty kick. Not much distance, but it gets the job done. Augustana now with a 14-0 lead. This one could get ugly. We'll see if the Mustangs can charge back. You're watching Mustang football here on KSSU TV.
626,000 investors.
That's how many people SIPC has helped since 1970.
Over $15 billion.
That's how much SIPC has made it possible for investors to recover.
SIPC.
That's the Securities Investor Protection Corporation.
An investor's first line of defense in the unlikely event that a brokerage firm fails.
SIPC, for real people, like me.
And you.
Welcome back. The Vikings went 30 yards on 4 plays. Took off 1:46 off the clock. DeJohn Newell with a 6-yard touchdown run off the Tyler Pashong interception. And once again, kicker is going to need a holder as the ball gets blown off the tee. Excuse me, Adam. Augustana with a 14-0 lead. 7 minutes, 31 seconds left. Adam, obviously not the ideal start for SMSU, but what can they do to get a score here on this drive?
Well, you don't want to let the that first one bad play get you out of your element. If you had a game plan to come in, you should try to stick with it at least for a little bit here. One play doesn't really give you a whole lot of chance to see if it's going to work or not, so you can't really get rattled early and feel like you need to put points up right away and reach for it. So if they want to try to get out and move the ball on the ground, I'd say go ahead and try, because you don't want to feel like, okay, we're 14 points behind, we got to try to make something happen, start throwing the ball all over the field and not picking up anything. So
you definitely have to have a short-term memory when you are a quarterback. Pashong now hand off to Matthews, and he'll get a few yards, about 4 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 6 for SMSU. As we mentioned last year, Mustangs didn't really do a whole lot on the ground. Warren Matthews had 9 carries for 34 yards and 1 touchdown last year. Gannon Moore, the other part of that two-headed monster, only had 2 carries for 2 yards. So like we like Adam mentioned in the pregame, SMSU really struggled running the ball last year, so we'll see what they can do in the running game here today. Pashong back to pass, and this time caught a nice catch. I believe it was Tyler Erickson kind of reaching over the defender's shoulders, and a nice comeback for Pashong after that opening interception.
That was an outstanding catch.
Erickson did a good job of hanging on to that too after he kind of got drove down to the ground there.
That's something you don't see very often. I think that's like the third catch we've seen like that this year, though.
It's been feast or famine for the receivers this year. There have been a lot of drop passes, but there have been a lot of highlight reel catches too. Gannon Moore gets the handoff, gets maybe a yard. So it'll be 2nd and 9 for SMSU. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left. Augustana quickly with a 14-0 lead. Shotgun formation now for the Mustangs. Pashong back to pass, and that pass a little high, and that could have been intercepted again. Pass intended for Cody Condon. One interesting stat, a few actually. Augustana averaging nearly 480 yards of total offense on the road, and they rank 2nd in the NSIC and 27th in the nation, averaging 36.3 points per game. So SMSU needs to try to keep up with Augustana here in this possession. 3rd and 9, Shong back to pass. He's gonna go on the run. We'll see if he's gonna be able to get there, and he'll be just short. Maybe a yard short. There was a flag on the play back by midfield. So we'll see what that call is.
Most likely going to be a holding.
Personal foul, so that's even a bigger blow.
Kind of. Augustana did accept it, even though it would have been 4th and 1 for the Mustangs, but I have a feeling that they didn't want to give the Mustangs a chance to go for it on 4th down with a 4th and 1. So back them up, play a field position game, challenge the Mustangs to pick up, what, 15, 20 yards, 25 yards?
It's 3rd and 24, so the Mustangs are going to have to throw it downfield unless they can get a good screenplay going and get down the field that way. But
which we have seen. We've seen the biggest pass plays we've seen here during our broadcast have been passes to running backs.
Shotgun formation now, 3 wideouts. Matthews in the backfield with Pashong. We'll see if the Mustangs play it conservatively or if they try to take a shot downfield. Pashong back to pass. Going to take it deep. The receiver almost with the catch, but a nice defense there. As the defender was right in between the receiver and the ball. So the Mustangs already down 14 will have to give the ball back to the Vikings.
Augustana, I think, got lucky there that they didn't get called for defensive pass interference. Dean was trying to come back to the football, and the cornerback was just guarding Dean. He didn't turn around to look for the ball and kind of impeded Dean from being able to come back to it. So Augustana, I think, got lucky there.
Gebhardt back to return. Now he's going to just call for the fair catch. And the Vikings will start off at the 18. So 5 minutes, 13 seconds left. Augustana up 14-0. And as we said, kind of a full day for SMSU athletics today. At 4:00 p.m. today, the #1 ranked SMSU volleyball team taking on #2 Concordia St. Paul. If the Mustangs can win that match, they will win the NSIC conference outright and will be able to host a regional tournament here at the campus of SMSU. Also, we're wheelchair basketball tonight at 6 and 8. As another handoff goes for a few yards. I believe that was Newell on the carry. So we'll see if the Mustangs can make a stop on defense here. That was Newell, and he got 5 yards on that carry. Josh Hansen, 8 for 8 on the day so far for Augustana for 57 yards, 1 touchdown pass. He's done a good job throwing the ball.
The referee ran all the way up to the Augustana 40-yard line. He's talking to the Mustangs head coach right now. Get an announcement on that.
When the offense is at the line of scrimmage with the band, please refrain from play. Thank you.
And so something about the band was playing while the offense was at the line of scrimmage. So made it kind of tough to hear for the offense, but that's kind of our home field advantage.
Yeah, I thought that was part of college football.
Yeah.
You got a loud band when you're at the home team.
I guess Augustana doesn't like music. Short run for the Vikings, so it'll be 3rd and short. About 4 yards. This would be a big stop for the Mustangs. We're already down 2 touchdowns.
Well, if the band's not going to be able to play, hopefully the crowd will pick it up a little bit, make it just as hard for them.
Well, at least we won't have to worry about a Stanford-Cal situation where the band is out on the field.
At least not until halftime.
Shotgun formation again for the Vikings. See if they go with a pass or a run. Hansen back to pass. Just overthrowed his receiver. His receiver was pretty open there too. That was number 8, Darren Nicholson, who has already had a few good catches today and 1 touchdown already. If he could have caught Nicholson in stride, he had beaten his defender and could have gotten in for a touchdown.
Yeah, that would have been a big play, no doubt, if the pass would have been on the mark. Mustangs catch a break there.
Big stop for the Mustangs. Now Warren Matthews is going to be back to return the punt, standing at the SMSU 40.
Strange formation.
It's kind of a rugby punt, and that kick will go off to the side. Kind of shanked that one.
Nice Mustang bounce, too.
So SMSU will start off inside the Augustana 45. We are going to take a quick break. Hopefully the Mustangs can get back into this. You're watching Mustang football here on KSSU TV.
Hey, Barrett! Look, Timmy's in trouble again. I told you to stay out of here! Come on, loser! Someone should do something. Oh, you never see that happen.
If you see abuse or neglect, learn what you can do at BeHumane.org.
Welcome back. Gannon Moore gets about 4 yards on the carry, so make it 2nd and 6. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Augustana with a 14-0 lead. Tyler Pashong already threw an interception in the first drive that had helped Augustana get that 2nd touchdown. Adam, Mustangs have good field position here. See if they can finish the job and get into the end zone. And Gannon Moore once again struggles to find any yards. SMSU, much like last year, struggling in the running game. So far, only 9 yards on the ground.
Still early. I wouldn't worry too much. You just got to be willing to stick with it. The wind might play a factor today, though. We've seen the ball being blown off the tee on the kickoff so far, and it is blowing pretty much directly right to left across the field. Pretty strong. We had supposed to have gusts in the 20-mile-an-hour range today, so it's probably going to be advantageous to be going the direction that the Mustangs are at the moment for either team throughout the day.
Warren Matthews on the draw play gets a yard short of the first down, so it'll be 4th and 1. We will see decision time now for the Mustangs.
And they're going to go for it.
Yep, they bring in Gannon Moore.
This would be a 52 or 53-yard field goal from right here, and Lance Schuweiler, his career long is 49.
They made that a few weeks ago against Upper Iowa.
It would be something to consider trying with the wind at your back, but I don't have any problem with this. It's kind of no man's land.
Augie looking for a big stop. Gannon Moore able to get the first down on that second effort. Gets a little more, and it takes pretty much the whole team of Vikings out there to drag him down. A big conversion for the Mustangs. Maybe that'll be the spark that gets the Mustang offense going. So you see the replay here. Nice little juke move. And then the strength is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A bunch of Vikings players take him down. Minute and a half left in the first quarter. Pishong in shotgun formation. Now another handoff to Moore, and he's going to drag some defenders along for another decent gain, about 5 or 6 yards.
Those fourth down conversions are good momentum builders. If the Mustangs had any doubts about their ability to move the ball on the ground, something like that really helps them feel good about themselves, which can lead to just more confident play, and that can help move the ball along the field.
2nd and 5 now for SMSU. Only 40 yards of offense for SMSU, 102 total yards for the Vikings. SMSU in kind of a pistol formation. Now Pishong back to pass. Getting pressured, and almost another interception as a receiver there had to kind of play defender. As we said, Pishong already with 1 interception on the day. That was kind of a dangerous pass.
Yeah,
see the replay. Almost.
Being hit by 2 defenders as he let go of that football.
And I believe that was number 25, Devin Alber, the cornerback, who almost had the pick there.
.33 seconds left here in the first quarter.
5 wideouts now for the Mustangs. Empty backfield for Pishong. Kind of a quick pass and nice catch. And that'll be the first down. Tyler Erickson, I believe, was the receiver on that pass. That'll be the first down. You see the replay. Again, another dangerous pass. A Augie defender coming in, almost could have had a pick there, but he was just a little late. Mustangs, once again, a big conversion. 10 seconds left. We'll see if the Mustangs, they'll probably run another play as they ran up to the line of scrimmage. But now it looks like they're just going to wait until the end of the quarter. So Mustangs kind of struggling, but now they're threatening in scoring possession. Augustana with a 14-0 lead after the first quarter. We will be back. You are watching Mustang football here on KSSU TV.
Like all new parents, my husband and I want what's best for our baby. When it came to immunizations, I wanted the facts. So I carefully researched vaccines, talking to pediatricians and other experts and asking tough questions. The answer was obvious. Vaccines like those against measles and influenza are not only a good idea, they could save our daughter's life. Take the time to get the facts. Vaccines save lives.
When you donate goods in response to an international disaster, it's expensive.
They have to cross the sea, pass through customs, be inspected, sorted, then finally delivered.
And often they arrive too late to help, making your good intentions feel a little empty.
There is a better way. Cash donations are fast, simple, and allow professional relief workers to purchase supplies close at hand.
Cash is best. Learn more at CIDI.org.
Welcome back to Marshall, Minnesota, and I guess we were wrong. They put 1 second back on the clock. We thought it was the end of the first quarter, but SMSU took a timeout. I guess they got to the line of scrimmage with 10 seconds left, so I don't know why they waited to snap it and then call a timeout. But this will be the last play of the first quarter. Pashong, the pass to Matthews, and he will get inside the 10, close to the 5, and now the first quarter ends. We can say that for sure. And Augustana with a 14-0 lead. SMSU trying to make it back into a one-possession game. Pashong kind of struggling here. His first throw today was an interception. He's 3 of 7 now, 35 yards. Josh Hansen for Augustana, 8 of 9 for 57 yards and 1 touchdown. We'll go over some first quarter stats while we have some time. Augustana with 7 first downs, SMSU with only 3. Total yards, Augustana with 102, SMSU with 58. Average yards per play, Augustana 5.4, SMSU 4.1. Penalties, SMSU has 2 penalties for 45 yards.
That can't be right. Oh, because of the kickoff.
Big stat there. Augie, no penalties for them yet. Time of possession, Augustana 8 minutes 31 seconds. SMSU 6 minutes 29 seconds. And then Augustana 2 of 3 on third downs, SMSU 1 of 3, and then SMSU 1 of 1 on fourth down. So Tyler Erickson, 2 catches for 26 yards for SMSU. Warren Matthews, 2 carries for 6 yards. Gannon Moore, 5 carries for 17 yards, including a few powerful runs where he just dragged a group of Viking defenders for a few yards.
We've seen some powerful running from the Augustana running back, Dejan Newell, as well.
As you see a couple people napping on the far side of the football field, it's definitely a nice day. Certainly better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it was all overcast and cloudy this morning, and then about an hour before the game started, sun started breaking through those clouds, and now we don't have a cloud in the sky. Nothing but blue skies here.
Beautiful day for football. Got to enjoy it while it's here. Kind of a lob pass for SMSU. Nice defense. That was number 25 again, Devin Alber. Intended receiver was Anthony Dean. I think Dean wanted an interference call, but it looked like a good defense from up here. Now it'll be 3rd and 1. And Pashong going to go for the quarterback sneak, and it looks like he got it.
Easily.
They're going to spot him with the first down as well. Pashong has been known to get some pretty decent runs. We've seen him get some good runs on quarterback draws, quarterback scrambles this year. He had that winning touchdown run on 4th down against Upper Iowa a few weeks ago. Mustangs down 14-0. Augustana scored a touchdown in their first 2 possessions. Their opening drive, they went down and scored, and then they got another touchdown off a Pashong interception. Hand off to Matthews, and he gets close, and they're going to give him the touchdown. He met a defender right at the goal line and was able to fall forward. So SMSU, like we said, after it started to look kind of ugly, it's back into a one-possession game, 14-6.
Yeah, nice possession there for the Mustangs. Good run there at the end by Warren Matthews. Got a nice hole off on the right side of the line of scrimmage and able to get in there. And him and the defender met with a big collision, but he was able to fall across the line of scrimmage, or the goal line.
The extra point is up and good. So now it is 14-7. 14 minutes, 25 seconds left in the second quarter. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back, though. You're watching Mustang Football on KSSU TV.
Alone, our reach is limited. No matter how great our intentions, on our own, we can only stretch so far. But at Rotary, we believe the right group of people working together can make our communities, our world, a better place. Rotary, humanity in motion.
Welcome back to the campus of SMSU, where the Mustangs scored a touchdown 43 yards on 11 plays, nearly 4.5 minutes, and Warren Matthews with a 4-yard touchdown run. His 8th touchdown of the year on the ground. 14 minutes, 25 seconds left. Augustana with a 14-7 lead early in the second quarter. Michael Sterling here with Adam Hudak, and Adam, there's a kind of a line drive, kind of a squib kick there. To return, not gonna get very far. It's kind of a smart play there. Flag thrown on the play. We'll see what the call is. Again, the Mustangs have 2 penalties, 45 yards so far.
And the reason for that is the kickoff out of bounds at the very beginning of the game is a 30-yard penalty.
Offside on SMSU. And they're going to make the Mustangs re-kick it. So after a good stop on that return coverage off that squib kick, they're going to have to do it all over again.
I don't even know if that kick was intentional being that high and that short, because like we talked about, the wind is blowing right into the Mustangs' faces right now. So the wind really holds the ball up there and doesn't keep it going very far. That's why we saw that first kickoff from Augustana go only to like the 20-yard line.
Well, we will see what happens on this kick. So the Mustangs are going to have to run back down the field again and try to get some good kickoff coverage. That one kind of lofty, and again, not really very far. And Augustana, they're going to start off with good field position. That was number 40, Zach Barber, junior out of Eden Prairie, Minnesota, with the return there. And Augustana will start off at the SMSU 48.
Good return. That was one of the up men, one of the blockers. And normally coaches aren't very confident when they have those guys catching those kickoffs and taking them back, but he looked like he knew what he was doing with the football. Covered it up, made sure he got his head down, and just found a hole and just went. He was able to pick up about 20 yards on that kickoff return.
Well, as we said on the roster, Barber listed as a running back, so better than having a center or an offensive line catching that kick there. Hansen back to pass, another short completion. That'll be good for a first down. That was number 86, Ben Parsley. Or I guess, no, it was Jorgensen, Isaac Jorgensen, excuse me, number 88, not 86. The senior tight end with his first catch of the day. Good for 14 yards. Hansen, 9 of 10 passing today. That's a pretty good percentage. Now a handoff to Newell. A flag thrown on the far side of the field. Maybe another offsides. SMSU has already had 2 offsides penalties on the day. That's exactly what it is. SMSU having trouble kind of timing these Augustana snaps. I don't know if they're just eager to make a play or what it is.
Yeah, it could be something as simple as just not paying attention to where the ball is lined up, is placed exactly, and lining up just a little bit too far ahead. But I've noticed that Hansen kind of gives a very abrupt shake of his hands when he's ready for the snap. So that could be something that is getting the Mustangs to jump just a little early.
Once again, the Vikings get a cheap 5 yards. And Hansen back to pass. Going to take a shot downfield, has a receiver open, and the catch is made, and they're going to give him a touchdown.
Are they?
I saw the receiver on the far side of the field signal touchdown.
I thought I saw the ball touch the ground when he went to the ground. I thought he lost it. Maybe that was just me. Good catch either way. That was a great catch. Over the middle, kind of caught it over his shoulder. You can see this again on the replay.
That was Matt Gary with the catch. And the extra point partially blocked. As you can see on the replay, it looked like he had it with one hand, and then hit the ground, but it remained in his possession. 20-7 now, Augustana with the lead. Mustangs falling back by 2 possessions again. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back. You're watching Mustang football here on KSSU TV.
Ladies, are you talking to your partners
about HIV?
2 out of every 3 new HIV/AIDS cases in women are among black women.
Get informed, get tested. Early detection can save your life. If you test positive, seek treatment from a doctor.
Join the campaign to end Black AIDS, a partnership between Abbott and the Magic Johnson Foundation. Go to WeStandWithMagic.com, get resources, and become a member.
And join today, and thank you.
Welcome back. The Vikings went 48 yards on 2 plays, took only 53 seconds off the clock. Matt Gary with a 29-yard touchdown reception from Josh Hansen. Mustangs kicked into the wind. Vikings got a decent return. And that kick for the Vikings off the low goal post. So that wind making a difference, much like we saw in the our first broadcast this year against the University of Mary.
Yeah.
When the wind was blowing towards that same end zone, and every kick that was kicked that way just, landed like 20 yards behind the goalpost.
Yeah, I think we saw a couple field goals kicked on kickoffs, and then when you're going the other way, the ball doesn't even make it to the 20.
That Schuweiler kickoff was fielded near the 35 and was able to be brought to the SMSU 48. So now the Mustangs will try to answer back. Kind of a toss play. Gannon Moore will get a few yards, but a flag thrown. Might be, thought I saw a push in the back. So looks like this one will be coming back. So as you see the replay.
Oh.
Oh no, on the defense.
We could see that on the replay. The right when the replay started, the defensive end had his hands all up in the face of the offensive lineman there. I was wondering if that was going to be the call.
So that's the first penalty on Augustana. SMSU has had penalty troubles so far. Already 4 penalties for 55 yards. So SMSU now with good field position at their own 46. 13 minutes, 5 seconds left to go in the second quarter. A 15-yard penalty. Shong back to pass. Nice quick throw. And the Mustangs are going to get inside the Augie 40. That was Gannon Moore with the catch. And again, we've seen, as you mentioned earlier, Adam, these running backs have had a lot of decent yardage on these short kind of passes.
Yeah, the Mustangs really rely on these 2 guys, Gannon Moore and Warren Matthews, both senior running backs for a majority of their offense. Warren Matthews has 850 yards on the season, I think, or 815, and Gannon Moore has 710, both of those on the ground, and they both have decent chunks through the air as well.
Kind of a slant route there on that last play. Now dump pass. Matthews will get close to another first down and a flag thrown, and that'll probably be
could be a late hit.
I thought I saw a hand on the face mask, either that or a late hit. But either way, that'll tack on another good chunk of yards for SMSU. So both teams kind of sloppy so far as penalties. And of course, we saw that last weekend too with SMSU and Concordia. We'll see what the official call is. Oh, it's on the Mustangs.
Block out of bounds, okay.
So that pretty much negates the nice play and catch by Matthews. And the Mustangs, that'll be another probably 15 yards.
I think every game we've done so far this season, we've seen a late hit out of bounds by the Mustangs. Just got to know when to pull up and know that it's not going to do you any good to make a hit.
Pashong back to pass again. And another quick pass. And believe that was Anthony Dean with the catch there. SMSU now with 5 penalties for 70 yards. Just to give you an idea, Mustangs have 61 passing yards. So they have more penalty yards against them than passing yards for them. 11.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Now 2nd and 11. Now Pashong going to go on the quarterback draw, get some good blocks, and he will get close to the first down. They actually, from the spot, looks like they're going to give him a first down. And as we said, Pashong has been known to get some good yards on those draw plays. And they're going to move the sticks. 1st and 10 at the Augustana 29.
Yeah, nice bit of running there from Pashong. Good blocks down the field. We'll take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, a lot of good blocks as he's able to bounce to the outside.
Pashong's kind of a long, lanky guy. He's 6'5", 215, so not a whole lot of meat on those bones, but he moves pretty well.
He was finally tackled by Thomas Vanasek, who had that interception earlier. Now a handoff to Gannon Moore, and he'll get a good chunk of yardage. Maybe a yard and a half short of a first down. SMSU now they're doing a good job of moving the ball. It'll be 2nd and 1. Gannon Moore, 7 carries for 30 yards. And he's had to fight for a lot of those yards too, dragging a bunch of Augustana players on his back for half of those yards.
A lot of good hard running so far today from both sides.
Pashong with a play action. He's going to go back.
Oh.
And
we are going to get a hold, though, on the defender there.
A few flags thrown, but at the same time, that pass looks like it maybe might have been uncatchable. It landed quite a ways out of the end zone.
Well, they're going to get him for the hold on the double move there. We'll listen to the call, though.
So half the distance and an automatic first down. And now SMSU has the ball inside the Augie 10-yard line.
They ran a pump fake on that play to Dean on like he was going to run a comeback route. And then he started to run a corner in the back of the end zone, and the defender knew that he wasn't going to be able to keep up with him. He had already made his break. So he just grabbed the Dean, did anything he could to prevent the touchdown.
Gannon Moore with the handoff gets 2 yards. So they'll get to the 8-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. Nine minutes, 40 seconds left in the second quarter. And again, we have SMSU volleyball at 4 later this afternoon. Number 1 versus number 2. SMSU will host Concordia. So a lot of fans, after they get done at the football game here, will head over to the PE gym to watch that. Pashong back to pass. Slant route to Anthony Dean, and the catch for the touchdown. Anthony Dean, his first touchdown grab of the day.
What a grab.
Yeah, once again, SMSU within 1 possession. As you see, he kind of had to reach back behind his body.
Yeah, that pass was a little behind him, but he was able to get his body turned around and stick his hands out there and pull the ball in.
Schuweiler, the kick is up, and it is good. Snap was a little high, but no harm done. And now SMSU, after being down 2 possessions 2 different times, now only down 20-14. 9 minutes, 15 seconds left in the second quarter. We're going to take a break. You are watching Mustang football on KSSU TV.
Cans, water bottles, and clothes. These forms of aid cost more to ship than you think. Cash donations provide immediate and effective relief to those who need it, without the shipping costs. If we all do our part, together, we can provide help across the world. To learn more, check out CIDI.org.
Welcome back to Marshall, Minnesota, where the Mustangs went 75 yards on 8 plays, took 4 minutes, 7 seconds off the clock, and Anthony Dean, with an 8-yard touchdown reception from Tyler Pashong, is now 20-14 Augustana with the lead. 9 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And this kickoff went a little bit farther than the previous one did. But now another decent return. Grant Gebhardt.
Fumble.
Who already has and a fumble. SMSU says they have it. We'll see what the official, did they signal? The ref signals SMSU football. So a big turn of events. SMSU, after that last touchdown, now they grab momentum. Just to give you a brief recap of how the game has gone so far, Augustana got a touchdown on their first drive, and then the very first play for SMSU, Tyler Pashong threw an interception.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Missed tackle here right at the 25, and a big hole. Looked like he was going to get out there. Number 38 goes after the ball, was able to rip it out. That was Dan Tim. He was a senior today, playing his final game here at SMSU. Comes up with a big strip and recovery there on that kickoff.
Run goes for about a yard. SMSU started out the game down 14-0 and then 20-7, but they were able to get that last touchdown. And now they have a chance, if they can get another touchdown here, to get their first lead of the game. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left. This 2nd and 9.
So now, since the Mustangs are looking like it's really going to be a game here, that blocked extra point that they had against Augustana could really be the difference maker here later in the game if it stays close.
And that pass a little out of bounds. Anthony Dean, the intended receiver. So it'll be 3rd and long. Mustangs, after a big momentum shift like that, you definitely got to take advantage. You want to get conversion here on this 3rd down. Pashong 7 of 13 on the day, 1 interception, one touchdown pass, and he's passed for 74 yards. Josh Hansen for Augie, 10 of 11 for 100 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Shotgun formation for the Mustangs. Shong back to pass, and Anthony Dean with the reception, and he will get the first down.
Nice play there.
Anthony Dean with that last touchdown grab, and now gets a big catch on a big 3rd down conversion. Nice 11-yard gain. Dean with 3 catches for 24 yards so far.
Kind of just settled down in the pocket of the zone defense there and was able to come up with that catch and pick up a couple of yards on the ground to get the first down there.
Dean had 3 catches for 58 yards in last year's meeting against the Vikings. Now a handoff. Gannon Moore get a gain of close to 5 yards. SMSU kind of using that methodical running offense, that big powerful running game, and then those short kind of slant flat passes. 7 minutes and 16 seconds left in the second quarter.
We never know who's going to be the featured back from week to week, if it's Gannon Moore or Warren Matthews. We've seen them kind of split. One of them gets a majority of the carries in the first half, and as the game goes on, they switch to the other.
Kind of a toss play. Matthews gets to the 20. Yeah, and it'll be interesting. Both of them, as we mentioned, both of them seniors. And we've been so used to calling their names this season and hearing their names being called for the last few years. It'll be different next season, seeing who will step up at the running back positions for SMSU.
Warren Matthews needs 50 yards on the ground today to move into 4th all-time in SMSU's rushing or history record book for career rushing yards. Currently he has 14, so another 36 and he will be there.
Matthews with the carry, and he'll get another first down, another big third down conversion. Ball at the 15 and a half. 16 minutes, 10 seconds left, or 6 minutes, not 16. First and 10 for SMSU.
This is really a good drive for the Mustangs, taking some time off the clock. If they're able to score, Augustana will not have so much time at their leisure to move down the field.
Another short pass. Matthews able to get some running room and a couple good blocks. And Matthews going to get into the end zone, and he gets thrown down late by number 21. That was Thomas Vanasek. Not the smartest play there for the Augie defender, as frustration gets the best of the Augustana defense. And this is about the 5th or 6th time that we've seen this year. Matthews gets a short pass, but gets some good blocking and is able to scoot into the end zone for a touchdown, and you see the penalty there.
A couple nice jukes there on the outside. Then he's able to get out to the corner as we see the referee making the late hit.
And that's smart for SMSU to enforce that penalty on the kickoff, because like you said, they are going against the wind, so that extra yards that they get will push Augustana back. Schuweiler, the kick up and good. And you mentioned the missed extra point for Augustana. That could be big. If they had made it, it would be tied. But right now, SMSU with a 1-point lead. So we are going to take another short break. Augustana will get the ball when we come back. You're watching Mustang football here on KSSU TV.
You can eradicate polio. You can promote peace. You can feed the hungry. You can help children do better in school. Because you can get involved with Rotary. Because Rotary believes that by working together, you can do anything. Learn more at Rotary.org.
Welcome back to Marshall, Minnesota, where SMSU goes 40 yards on 7 plays. Takes 3 minutes, 29 seconds off the clock. Warren Matthews with a 16-yard pass reception from Tyler Pashong. And the SMSU with a 21-20 lead, outscoring Augustana 21-6 in this quarter alone. And Adam, there must be something about this Marshall Air. SMSU has been very competitive in all of their home games this year, going 3-2 so far. And the games that we've broadcasted, the last 3 games, especially the victories, even their first game against Mary, where they had a 24-19 lead before they got kind of creamed in that 4th quarter, they've been very competitive, and the home crowd has been pretty happy with the performance of this Mustang group this year.
I'm just going to go ahead and say that it is our broadcast and being able to get the viewership out to all the Mustangs throughout the country, being able to see them. I think they feed off that energy. That's why they do so good here at home.
That kickoff really helped. That late hit penalty. Augustana starts at their own 25. Hansen, handoff to Newell, and he gets out to the outside and tries to make a few moves, and he looks like he will get enough for a first down. And once again, Mustangs kind of a iffy tackling. There were a few times where he probably should have been brought down.
Nice bit of running there, though. He stayed on his feet right initially. Keeps his balance again there. Cuts back up and is still able to pick up another 3 or 4 yards.
Mustangs saw several times on that replay trying to go low for the legs. Got to try to get some upper body into that, use some of that power. Not going to catch too many running backs by the legs of the feet. And Hansen with the option play. Again, another missed tackle. C.J. Ham gets to the 44. So it'll be second and very short for Augustana. 4 minutes, 44 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. The sun is shining. Decent crowd here. A lot of people from Augustana made the short trip from Sioux Falls, about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes away. Hansen throwing it, and a nice catch. And Nicholson with another catch, finally brought out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a really good throw for throwing it off his back foot. He got hit right as he let it go. We'll see here, kind of falling away, but he has enough arm strength to get it out there. Those outside sideline passes can be kind of dangerous if you're not able to step into them, because you can float the ball out there, give the defenders time to come back and either knock it down or pick it off. So good showing of arm strength there from Hansen.
Mustangs have gotten a little pressure on Hansen today, but no sacks yet in this game. Now a handoff to Newell. And once again, breaking some more tackles.
Wow.
And now he's going to go all the way to the end zone for a touchdown for Augustana. And again, wow. The Mustang defense really dropping the ball. It looked like he should have been tackled after the first yard or two. So you see the replay.
Just kind of spins away from everybody. And then missed tackle there. Joe Stupka was the only one, the safety, really had a chance at him, and he missed him.
Wow. You got to give a credit to Newell on that run, but at the same time, SMSU, their defense, kind of struggling as they have all season. Now Augustana grabs back the lead, 27-21, 3 minutes 45 seconds left, and
quite the shootout we have going on here.
It's gonna be another one of those games, as I mentioned. SMSU and all the teams that the Mustangs have played, at least here at home, have been known for their offense. They're gonna redo the extra point. But as I mentioned earlier, this a lot of the teams in the NSIC here remind me a lot like the Big 12, where you see like West Virginia, Baylor, teams
Oklahoma,
like that,
yeah,
where you see pretty much like a 60-50 game every week. Or the Pac-12, you see a lot of big offensive teams there too.
So I missed the call. It might have been offsides because they're putting their offense on the field. I think this is a good call. They have the ball at the 1.5 now instead of the 3, and they're going to go for the 2 to try to make up for that missed extra point.
Well, Hansen going to run in.
And he gets it.
He gets in there, so it'll be 28-21.
That is huge for Augustana.
Now 3 minutes 45 seconds left in the first half. So SMSU will now have to answer back, see if they can tie up this game before halftime. Take a look at that scoring drive for Augie. They went 4 plays on 75 yards. Only took a minute 52 seconds off the clock. Dejon Newell with a 47-yard touchdown run. Newell having a pretty decent game so far. 7 carries for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. As we've seen a couple times this year, opposing running backs have had good success against this SMSU defense.
Yeah, I think the Mustangs give up about 200 yards a game on the ground. Not very good. I know going into last week they were 10th from last in the entire nation out of 158 schools. So their run defense leaves something to be desired, and we saw that there. Some poor tackling.
Senior kicker Drew Behrens with the kickoff and into the end zone, and SMSU is going to take it at their own 25. So Mustangs, they've had somewhat of a decent game from Pashang. 9 of 15 for 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did throw that interception early in the game, though. Gannon Moore, 9 carries for 37 yards. Some good yardage there. Matthews, 6 carries for 18 yards. And Pashang, 2 carries for 13 yards. Matthews also has 34 yards on 3 receptions. And Anthony Dean also has 3 catches for 24 yards. And both Matthews and Dean have a touchdown reception on the game. Mustangs at times this year haven't needed a lot of clock to get a touchdown. They do have 2 timeouts left. Pashong is going to get a gain of maybe 4 or 5 yards on that scramble. It'll be 2nd and 6 for SMSU.
I really can't get over how great the weather is here for this final football game of the season.
Beautiful. But, I think it's supposed to be in the high is only supposed to be in the 20s tomorrow, so better enjoy it while it lasts.
The screen pass.
And another first down. I believe that was, yep, that was Gannon Moore. So as we mentioned this year, a lot of big gains off of screen passes. SMSU with another first down.
It really says something about the Mustangs offense. I'd say it's safe to say that the other teams come into the game knowing that Warren Matthews and Gannon Moore are the 2 main threats for the Mustangs, and they're able to do it every week.
Anthony Tucker had that last tackle, and now a toss play. Gannon Moore will get a few yards. They're going to say he only got 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. 2nd and 8, excuse me, with 2 minutes, 23 seconds left in the first half. SMSU does have 2 timeouts left. Mustangs in shotgun formation. Shong back to pass, steps up, and a nice catch. Abe Koss will get inside the Augie 30. And once again, another instance where the Mustangs throw a short pass, but they're able to get a ton of yards after the catch.
Great blitz pick up there from Gannon Moore, or Warren Matthews in the backfield. Koss able to find a crease through the middle of the field and pick up a good chunk of yards there.
Pashong was able to step up and avoid the pressure there. Abe Koss, that was his first catch of the day, but it went for 32 yards. Pashong now 143 yards on the day passing. Minute 33 left in the second quarter. Pashong now another toss. Matthews isn't going to get very far. In fact, he'll lose 3.5, 4 yards. Now SMSU going to take their second timeout. We're going to take a short timeout with them. Mustangs threatening to tie this ball game up before halftime, though. You're watching Mustang football here on KSSU TV.
They say America's the land of opportunity. But today, 1 out of every 6 children lives without enough. That's nearly 13 million of us living below the poverty line, struggling every day just to hang on. This is America. Together, we can do so much. Will you help? Go to povertyusa.org today and get involved.
Welcome back to the campus of SMSU, where the Mustangs are down 21-28 to Augustana, but they have the ball at the Augie 30-yard line. Minute 21 left in the second quarter. Michael Sterling and Adam Hudak here. And Adam, Mustangs have kind of struggled at times here in this game. 6 penalties for 72 yards and a big interception that led to a Augie touchdown earlier, but they've really been battling back.
Yeah, they've rebounded nicely from those mistakes that they've made. The Mustangs were able to force a fumble on a kickoff return from Augustana and get the ball back and turn that into points. So they're doing what they can to remain in this game.
Anthony Dean, that pass just thrown a little bit too far. And he had his defender beat, and that's a deflating blow for the Mustangs. Mustangs have made quite a few good big plays this year, But at the same time, there have been a lot of times as well where, you know, they've just haven't executed, whether it's an overthrow or an underthrow or just those drop passes that just kill drives.
Yeah, I thought he had that one.
Now it's 3rd and long. SMSU 4 of 6 on 3rd down conversions here in this game. A draw to Gannon Moore. And down to close to the original line of scrimmage, so the Mustangs play it conservatively. It'll be 4th and 10. Timeout Augustana. So SMSU now has a decision to make. You know, go for it on 4th down, even though it's 4th and 10, or try a field goal.
Yeah, this is the tricky situation because from the 28-yard line where the ball is spotted right now, that would be a 45-yard field goal, which I don't think is realistic going into the wind like they are. And I don't know if you could punt it, but if you kick it out of bounds, then it equates to like a 7-yard punt if you kick it out of the end zone. So I guess it's worth the risk to just try going for it. You're going to give the ball back to Augustana with decent field position if you don't get it, but you're not going to pick up much more if you try to punt it, and if you kick the field goal and miss it, then you're giving them better field position anyway. So the offense is coming out on the field.
You would wonder why they would go with a draw play on 3rd and long, though. If they wanted to go for it on 4th down, probably would have liked to get a little closer to the 1st down marker.
Yeah, you'd think they would expect Augustana to take the timeout if they don't come anywhere close to the 1st down on that play, that 3rd down play.
Pressure. Pashong needs to get away. He needs to find somebody to throw it to, and incomplete, and a big stop there for Augustana as there's a player down on the field. Looked like Pashong got rattled, lost his helmet. But
he did all he could to keep that play alive. Scrambled, trying to get away. I think he eluded like 3 defenders before that 4th one finally got to him. Laid a big hit on him as he's letting go of the football.
But again, at the same time, like we said, that's the problem when you try to play it conservatively. You know, if 3rd down and long, why wouldn't you go for a pass play on 3rd down and then have a short 4th down conversion instead of a 4th and long? So now Augie has 55 seconds, and they have 2 timeouts to try to extend this lead.
And they have the wind with them, so if they want to go for a longer field goal, that is a possibility.
Now they go with the screen pass. CJ Ham fights close to the 1st down, about 2 yards short. Now they're going to have to hurry up. Under 40 seconds now. Hansen with a short pass. Catch by Nicholson. But they only, they do get the 1st down, but a gain of only maybe 4 or 5 yards. Now Augie going to take a timeout with 30 seconds left. So SMSU down 28-21. Augustana trying to increase that lead. As we've mentioned in the pregame, SMSU on a 14-game losing streak to Augustana. SMSU won the first 2 meetings. In 1990, SMSU won 31-30, and then 1991 they won 28-10. But since then, it's been downhill against the Vikings. 18 seniors on the SMSU roster are playing their last football game. Wes Anderson, Sam Bonsu, John Cox, Tyler Erickson, Alex Hulls, Abe Koss, Warren Matthews, Gannon Moore, Austin Nichols, Patrick Oliver, Ben Peterson, Tyler Pashong, Mark Schulmeyer, Durante Smith, Matt Stark, Parker Strom, Joe Stupka, and Dan Tim. So sure a very emotional game for them and their families.
What a better way to end your college career than a victory over your most hated rival.
First, they're going to have to worry about stopping Augie from scoring. Hansen rolling out, getting pressured, And a pass downfield, and it is caught. Man, the Mustang defense once again falling asleep. And that is Ben Parsley with the catch. And you'll see the replay here. And
oof, that was so close to being out of bounds.
His defender kind of seemed like he was taking a nap there.
Yeah,
the receiver got a little past him.
Thinking the same thing. Even when the ball was in the air, whoever, I didn't see who the cornerback was on that side, but when the ball was in the air, he was just kind of slowly drifting backwards. If you see that ball is going to be over your head, you better turn around and sprint.
And a flag thrown near where the pass was caught. That was Darren Nicholson again. We'll see what penalty is called. 18 seconds left now. See. Another offsides call.
I don't recall there being one offsides penalty against the Mustangs in the 4 other games we've done, and now we've seen 5 of them so far here in the first half.
Mustangs have been very undisciplined here in this game so far. I don't know whether it's like a snap count or something different that Augie's doing. Now a reverse pass and a nice hard tackle for SMSU. That was number 7. That was Tanner Foth, a backup quarterback junior out of Oneida, South Dakota.
10 seconds left on the clock.
Little trickery there.
Augustana calls timeout.
And sometimes though, that's how turnovers happen. You got a lead, you're trying to get a score, that you try to do something too fancy and then you end up turning it over. Luckily for Augustana, it didn't happen on that play. SMSU really needs to hold Augustana to a field goal here.
I think Augustana is going to try to run one more play, which is iffy with 10 seconds left. If you get tackled in bounds, it's going to be tough. They are able to pick up a first down, of course. So if they do that, the clock stops while the chains move. But then you'd have to spike it right away and hope that there's still time left on the clock. So it's either touchdown or bust right here, I think. There would be time, though, I think, for a field goal if they go for a passing play and it's incomplete.
Hansen back to pass. And a nice catch. And he's tackled at the 1. So now, talk about decision time for Augustana. And they're going to spike it. 2 seconds left. We'll see if they bring out the field goal unit here.
Here's the replay of that pass. So close. So close.
That was a good job keeping Augie out of the end zone, and now the offense coming back out. I guess there's a field goal team there. I saw Hansen, number 11, coming out, so I thought it was the offense. But kick is up, and it is good. And that was that. That actually was Hansen who kicked the field goal there. So Augustana with a 31-21 lead at halftime. SMSU has been fighting back, but kind of struggled here in the first half. But we'll be back in a little while to bring you first half stats and the second half action. So stay tuned. You're watching Mustang football here on KSSU TV. Welcome back to Marshall, Minnesota, where the Augustana Vikings have a 31-21 halftime lead over the SMSU Mustangs. Michael Sterling here with Adam Hudak. And Adam, SMSU had a good second quarter, but still find themselves down by 10. Augustana has had good production out of their quarterback and out of their running back. What can the Mustangs do to improve their chances of winning in the second half?
Tackle better. Saw a lot of missed tackles there. The Mustangs came back and tied it up after looking kind of rougher than the first quarter. They tied it up with just under 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter and gave the ball back, of course. And Augustana goes down and they break off a 47-yard touchdown run that should have been stopped for 2 yards because of a bunch of missed tackles. And Mustangs, on their next possession, they take the ball down the field, but they're unable to convert on fourth down for a fourth down conversion, and they give the ball back to Augustana with about a minute left, and then they're able to go down and kick another field goal to extend it to a 10-point lead.
So SMSU, the one positive thing they do, they will start out with the ball this half. But SMSU, 217 yards of offense, Augustana 287. SMSU winning the possession battle, 17 minutes, 39 seconds. Augustana 12 minutes and 21 seconds. Tyler Pashong, 11 of 19 so far for 143 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Josh Hansen for Augie, 15 of 16, 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he's having a pretty good game. Dejan Newell, 7 carries for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns for Augie. Darren Nicholson, 6 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown for the Vikings. For SMSU, Gannon Moore, 11 carries for 42 yards. Warren Matthews, 7 carries for only 15 yards. Does have a touchdown, though. Matthews also has 3 catches for 34 yards and a touchdown. Anthony Dean, 3 catches for 24 yards and a touchdown. And Gannon Moore, 2 catches for 27 yards. Also penalties. Augustana, 3 penalties for 40 yards. SMSU, 6 penalties for 47. It was a lot. The yards,
that can't be right.
I was going to say, in the first half it said 70 something.
72. We had 7 for 72, and that was, I thought that was low too. I thought there was 2 or 3 offsides penalties that weren't recorded in our stat book here.
So a kickoff, with the wind blowing that way, kickoff goes out of bounds. SMSU will start out at their own 25.
And all of a sudden we've had all these clouds roll in again.
Yeah, it's kind of cooled down after the sun was shining. It was actually pretty decent out. As Adam said, it's kind of starting to get a little overcast.
I know there's a chance that we get some thunderstorms later this afternoon, so hopefully that holds off till the game ends.
And tomorrow, Monday, it's supposed to be pretty chilly with highs only in the 20s, so you better enjoy this nice weather while it's here. Pashong back to pass. Throws it to Matthews, and he's going to get close to a first down, maybe a yard or 2 short. Looks like they're going to spot him at the 34, 1 yard short of a first down. So Pashong for the last...
back, though. Holding penalty on the Mustangs. Sorry.
So just as we thought the Mustangs had a good start, they, again, shoot themselves in the foot. Seems the Mustangs can't handle success very well. Anytime they get a good play, half the time they bring it back with a penalty.
This is definitely the most penalized we've seen them, and it's not a good week for it to happen. Final game of the season, chance to finish above 500 in the conference.
And this is something you'd expect in the first game of the season when your team is kind of rusty, not in the last game where you should be getting rid of all these silly mistakes. And a pass to Erickson. Goes for a few yards, got about 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and long. It'll be 2nd and 14 is the official distance. Oh, 13 minutes, 54 seconds left in the third quarter. SMSU really desperately needs to get a scoring drive going here. Already down by 10. Shotgun formation, 5 wideouts for SMSU. Shang back to pass. And it's a nice catch. I believe that was Abe Koss. Indeed it was.
Going to be just a yard short of the first down there.
SMSU 4 of 7 on third down conversions today. 1 of 2 on fourth downs. But on the plus side, this is a shorter conversion, and SMSU has had much more success on the shorter third downs.
Yeah, with the powerful running game of the Mustangs, it's usually not that much of a challenge to pick up a yard or two when you need it.
And Gannon Moore back there, but instead they're going to go for a pass play. That pass knocked away, and that was a big stop for Augustana. And so now SMSU is going to have to punt it away.
I just don't understand those play calls.
They had Moore in the backfield with Pashang, and Moore has had good success today, even after getting hit, just dragging defenders along with him. I mean, obviously hindsight is 20/20, but SMSU going to give the ball back to the Vikings. Low snap, but punt bounces out of bounds. So Augustana will have decent field position, trying to extend this lead. As we said, Josh Hansen, 15 of 16 in the first half, 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. Leading receiver Darren Nicholson, 6 catches for 50 yards. Ben Parsley, 4 catches for 48 yards. Shotgun formation. Hand off to Newell, and he'll get 5 yards.
He's fastly approaching 100 yards on the day.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of opposing backs get the triple-digit mark on this SMSU defense this year.
All goes along with allowing 200 yards a game on the ground. Has to come from somewhere. But a big chunk of Newell's yards came on that 147-yard touchdown run.
Hansen with a short pass. And another missed tackle for SMSU. Ben Parsley again with the catch. That was number 3, Tate Bunkers, with the missed tackle. Man, these Mustangs, they've really kind of struggled with these one-on-one open field tackling situations.
Such a weak effort. It's like he alligator armed the tackle.
Sometimes it seems like SMSU is kind of afraid of the contact.
It certainly looked like it there.
Trying to reach an arm around, not really willing to get a body on somebody. Another handoff to Newell. And again, that's something that Coach Sauter and his staff will have to work with his team in the offseason, kind of get a lot of those drills and get some improvement, and try to get the new recruits for next year to kind of buy into their attitude as well. 2nd and 4 for the Vikings.
To be fair, the Mustangs have had a good season so far. We don't want to rag on them too much.
Yeah, 5 wins. It's the
possibility for 5 wins.
Yeah,
with a victory today.
Another handoff to Newell, and he is shoved out of bounds. But yeah, the last time the Mustangs got 5 wins in a season was 2009-2010 season, and hasn't been very often that the Mustangs have gotten that many wins. Less than 11 minutes to go, and you brought up a great point. SMSU, not really a traditionally football successful school, but I think Coach Sauter, in the years that he's been here, has done a good job kind of building up this program. And like we said this year, they've been really competitive in all the games that they've played here at the Regional Event Center. Hansen is able to scramble, and he'll get out of bounds, and that's the danger of that dual threat quarterback. Just when you think you have everybody covered downfield, he's able to, get a good run and get some good yards.
Yeah, nice scramble there. There's really nobody in front of him for the first 15 yards or so.
But a penalty was called. Not sure. Probably a holding penalty. I couldn't tell for sure. So that'll bring the Vikings back.
Mustangs catch a break.
So it'll be first down and 11. Or actually, they're going to push them back even more now. Back to the 34. And the first down marker looks like it's at the 18. So it'll be first and 16. First and long, definitely. Excuse me, first and 20. First down marker's at the 14.
We don't have a very good angle for that side of the field from where we're at.
So Mustangs have a good opportunity here to kind of stop the Vikings. Another handoff to Newell, and this time Newell brought down. That was number 45, A.J. Page. I thought it was going to be another missed tackle, but Page just was able to trip up Newell.
Yeah, Page got good penetration into the backfield there, and even though he was on the ground, he was able to made Newell try to jump over him and was able to get an arm on him.
Now less than 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hansen back to pass. And a nice pass. I believe that was Nicholson again. And be about 4 yards short of a first down. So it'll be third and short.
Any stop here would be a victory for the Mustangs.
If the Mustangs could hold Augie to a field goal, keep it a two-possession game, that'd be big. Augustana 2 of 3 on third down conversions in this game. The Vikings come out in shotgun formation. Hansen going to throw it downfield. And just out of the reach of Ben Parsley. I thought maybe somehow he'd be able to reach up and grab it and come down with a foot in bounds, but just a little bit too much arm under it.
Good job by the wide receiver getting up and getting a hand on it, but it was easily 3 or 4 yards out of the back of the end zone. So the quarterback kicks the field goals for the team. Coming in today, they were only 5 of 13 on the season.
The kick is
wide left.
Not even close. It looked like it may have been partially blocked, but I don't think it was. Maybe it's just my angle. But a missed field goal. So Augie, after some decent field position, not able to take advantage. Mustangs find themselves still only down 10. 8 minutes and 54 seconds left in the third quarter. Still plenty of time for SMSU, but you got to take advantage of these missed opportunities from Augie. As we said, 18 seniors for SMSU playing their last game here. So kind of a bittersweet time. And we enjoy doing the football games too, so we don't like seeing the football season coming to an end.
We've had some great production so far.
Yeah, a lot of it. It's always more fun when the games are exciting and competitive like the games have been this year. Matthews with the carry, and he'll get a good gain, but a flag thrown. And man, the Mustangs just can't catch a break.
Although some of the Mustangs are pointing towards it being on Augustana, so I suppose we should...
Well, we'll see the official call here. And it looks like it is against Augustana, so another personal foul. And that is the fourth penalty on Augustana. Now the Mustangs find themselves in good field position at their own 44.
any way the Mustangs can pick them up, I think. As long as
yeah.
they're moving the football down the field.
Take them however you can get them.
Yep.
Shong now in shotgun formation. Shong back to pass. A nice catch by Condon. And that'll go for a first down. Cody Condon, a junior tight end. He's 6'4", so he's a pretty tall guy.
Good pass here. You see Pashong takes a hit there as he lets the ball go. We've seen a few very inaccurate passes from him so far when he's been under pressure. But that one was right on the mark. It was a little wobbly coming out of his hand. But as long as it's in the vicinity of the wide receiver there, you got to be willing to take that.
Shotgun formation once again for SMSU. Now a handoff. Gannon Moore once again fighting for some extra yards. And a gain of 3 or 4 yards. So SMSU inside the Augustana 40. Less than 8 minutes to go in the third quarter now. Be 2nd and 5. Again, shotgun formation for the Mustangs. 3 wideouts. Another handoff, and this will be a first down. Gannon Moore, once again, still going, dragging some players along with him inside the Augustana 20 to the 18-yard line. A big run for Gannon Moore.
Offensive line able to open up a huge hole on the right side of the line there.
A big play for SMSU. And it seems like in this game, every time a team gets a big play, you got to kind of hold your breath and look back, see if there's any flags on the field, but no flags there. The skies are overcast once again. Matthews would get maybe 2.5, 3 yards.
I think that's like the 5th or 6th time we've seen that play run. Just line up in the shotgun with a single back there with Pashong and just turns and pitches it, and it hasn't been very successful. That was the exact same play that they ran coming towards the end of the second quarter when they were down on this end of the field. And it lost them 3 yards and kind of put them in a tough position for the rest of that series of downs.
Matthews averaging 81.5 rushing yards a game. Today only with 25, and that's going to bring it down even more. And once again, the Mustangs, I know they want to try to get Matthews' carries, but you got to go with what works and kind of discard what doesn't.
There's just a lack of variety in the play calling, it seems. A lot of shotgun formation. We're just going to give it right up the middle. We're going to run that short pitch that I just mentioned that we've seen so many times already today. When you become that predictable, the defense is going to know what to look for.
And now another 3rd and long. And again, you kind of dig yourself in a hole sometimes when you're this conservative. Pashong under pressure. He's going to need to find an open guy. Throwing it. And
touchdown.
A catch by Tyler Erickson. A few flags down on the field. That'll probably be defensive pass interference. A big, not just a big conversion, but a big touchdown. Pashong was under pressure, as you see the replay here, but he had plenty of time. If his offensive line did a good job of trying to get those blocks.
Kind of just threw up a prayer there.
And it is on the defense. Penalty obviously declined, so a touchdown for SMSU. A big play by Tyler Pashong, nearly getting sacked, but he makes the play happen.
Yeah, kind of pulled that one out of nothing. Great play there by Pashong, buying time. Right before he gets hit again, he sees the wide receiver in the end zone and just throws it up. Kind of wobbly, lame duck up there, but
31.
Erickson's able to fight off the defender and come down with the pass.
Augustana's lead cut to 31-28 now. 5 minutes, 28 seconds left in the third quarter. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back. You're watching Mustang football on KSSU TV.
Will I always be working weekends just to stay out of debt?
Is a great college for our kids?
Out of the question?
Is the American dream
Out of our reach?
Not if we can help it. We're the National Endowment for Financial Education, a non-profit organization dedicated to helping people just like you get smart about their money. Log on to smartaboutmoney.org today and start taking control of your financial life.
Welcome back to Marshall, Minnesota, where SMSU goes 81 yards on 7 plays, taking off 3 minutes and 26 seconds off the clock. And Tyler Erickson gets a 20-yard touchdown reception from Tyler Pichon on a big third down conversion. Pichon kind of channeling his inner Ben Roethlisberger, kind of scrambling around. He's a 6'5", so he's a tough guy to take down. And he finally bides enough time to find Erickson.
I think Roethlisberger has about 60 pounds on Tyler Pichon. But yeah, you got the right idea. He's a taller quarterback, able to scramble a little bit, buy time, find the open receiver, and a very short kick.
But a nice bounce, and Newell kind of picks it up late, but he gets past a few tacklers. Once again, another situation where he should have been tackled 10 yards back, but he gets the ball to the 36. Augustana with a 31-28 lead, 5 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third quarter.
There we get a view of some of the Augustana fans that made the trip, like you mentioned, from Sioux Falls.
Yeah, a lot of Augustana fans. Some of these games we haven't seen a whole lot of people come, but Sioux Falls not really that far away from Marshall, so a lot of people were able to make the trip down here. CJ Ham with the carry.
There's some good tackling.
There you go. That's how you tackle somebody.
Wrap them up.
And we haven't mentioned this yet today, but happy Veterans Weekend. Everybody who has served in the military and who is serving right now, we appreciate the sacrifices that you and your families make. And just want to say a happy Veterans Day and a big thank you to all you veterans out there who are listening to this broadcast. Hansen with a short pass to Nicholson, but he is tackled about 2 or 3 yards downfield, so pass doesn't go for much. They're going to give him 4 yards, actually.
Good play there by the cornerback, Donovan Woods. Able to use that sideline as the 12th defender and only allow him to go one way. If you can get him close to the sideline, push him out of bounds, it's as good as having another teammate there to tackle him.
Using that sideline as extra defender, much like you would in basketball. 3rd and 6 now. Big third down for Augustana. And there's a big conversion again to Nicholson with the catch. The SMSU defender wasn't really looking for the ball there. As a defender, that's something you got to be mindful of. You got to keep track of the ball.
Nicholson did do a good job of coming back to the ball there, though. We've seen some good receiving out of him so far today. Now he has 9 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown.
So a good conversion for the Vikings. Now a handoff to Newell, who is nice open field tackle by Tate Bunkers, who missed an open field tackle earlier in the quarter, but kind of redeems himself there. Well, a loss of a yard. Loss of 2 yards, actually, 2nd and 12. 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. As you said, Adam, the rain in the forecast for later, and it's getting pretty cloudy now.
Tale of two halves, both football and weather-wise.
Another handoff to Newell, and this time he breaks some tackles. And close to a first down. So again, the Mustangs, after they had a few good plays where they actually were able to bring somebody down on the first try,
We see 3 or 4 missed tackles. Got to make up for those previous good ones, I guess. It is going to be 3rd and short. So let's see if the Mustangs defense can step up here and hold Augustana.
And again, after that last missed field goal for Augustana with Hansen as their quarterback and kicker, you may be looking at a lot of 4-down territory coming up here. But Augustana gets the first down on that carry.
The offense has really been tempered here in the start of the second half. We're already coming up on 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and we've only seen 1 touchdown so far, as opposed to the 52 points that we saw in the first half.
Augustana just content with taking time off the clock and wearing down this SMSU defense. Hansen back to pass, going to throw it downfield. Just a little bit overthrown, though.
I think the wind played a factor on that one. Throwing with the wind there, I think the wind took it and pushed it just a little bit too far out of reach of his wide receiver.
It'll be 2nd and 10. And again, going back to the SMSU defense getting worn out. When you get worn out, it's going to make it that much tougher to tackle people. So you see some subs coming in for the SMSU defense, though. That's smart for Coach Sauter, try to get as many fresh bodies in as you can.
On the bright side, the Mustangs have actually run 5 more plays on offense than Augustana has, and they've held the ball for about 5 minutes longer.
Newell gets maybe a yard or 2, but it looks like he's down as well. No, that's a different player. Number
right guard 51 Bo Adams.
I thought it was Newell who was still down. They are going to help him off the field very slowly. Might have rolled an ankle or something. He's walking very gingerly.
Certainly hope it's not an ankle. He already has a ton of tape on those.
Minute and 37 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Augustana kind of thin on the offensive line, so don't really want to see a whole lot of injuries. As they bring Adams off the field.
Glad to see him able to make it off under his own power, at least.
Augustana in the shotgun formation again.
Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 9.
Ham and Newell in the backfield.
And the Mustangs are taking a timeout.
Timeout by SMSU. We're going to take a short timeout with them. 3rd and 9 for Augustana. When we come back, you are watching Mustang football on KSSU TV.
Like all new parents, my husband and I want what's best for our baby. When it came to immunizations, I wanted the facts. So I carefully researched vaccines, talking to pediatricians and other experts and asking tough questions. The answer was obvious. Vaccines like those against measles and influenza are not only a good idea, they could save our daughter's life. Take the time to get the facts. Vaccines save lives.
And rushing yards in the contest. Was it A, Corey Jungjohan?
Welcome back to the Regional Event Center on the campus of SMSU.
Robert Lipsy.
Augustana looking at a 3rd and 9 situation with the 31-28 lead. A minute 33 left in the 3rd quarter.
And that shot right there of those Augustana fans really paints a picture for what the weather's done. First half, we saw people laying out in short sleeves in the grass, taking in the sunshine, and now everybody's all bundled up trying to stay warm.
And the wind definitely plays a factor in that as well, as you see the flag on the far side of the field, and then the I guess kind of smaller flags on the top of the goalposts here on the near side, kind of blowing pretty hard.
So back again, big 3rd down conversion here. Attempt for the Mustang, or the Aggies.
And they're going to play it conservative. Ham, and a big tackle, about 2 yards short of the first down at the 29 4th and short, but again, this might be a 4-down territory after that last missed field goal by Hansen. And you mentioned Augie, 5 of 13 on field goals coming in to this game.
There's a big tackle there by defensive end Mark Scholmeyer, another senior for the Mustangs.
But they're going to have to do it all over again here. They're going to need to tackle on the first contact here.
Mustangs showing blitz.
Hansen getting pressured, pass going up, and incomplete.
Oof.
No flags.
Lucky there.
Wow,
a lot of contact.
I thought for sure there'd be a flag, but I guess there was contact from both ends. Well, big stop for SMSU. Augie coach on the far side of the field, livid, not really happy with the refs. As you see there.
Oh yeah.
Man, it was probably, man, if I was a ref, I probably would have thrown the flag there.
Yeah, Durante Smith, the cornerback there for the Mustangs, was all over the back of the wide receiver there.
If I had to be honest, I would probably throw on the flag, but not going to complain too much. SMSU with the ball. Hand off to Matthews, and he breaks the tackle, gets to the outside, and he gets a first down. Matthews has been held in pretty well in check so far in this game, but has had a few good carries.
Breaks off a nice chunk of yardage there.
12 yards on that carry as you see the replay. A few good blocks by some of the receivers.
And a good stiff arm there to help him pick up a couple extra yards at the end.
SMSU with a chance to grab back the lead if they can get a touchdown or tie the game with a field goal. 18 seconds left in the quarter now. Matthews with another run.
Nice. Here we
Once
go.
again getting to the outside. Matthews crosses midfield. A few more good moves. And it finally brought down at the Augustana 36. Wow. Man, that was, you talk about missed tackles from SMSU. I think each Augustana defender missed Matthews on that play. And wow, what a way to end the third quarter. A big Sports Center type highlight reel. As you, let's take a look at this replay right here. Matthews seems like he went the length of the football field to get maybe 20 yards.
Good job by everybody, I guess, not giving up there. Yeah, the whole Mustang team moving with him, trying to get out there and make blocks. And all of Augustana was following him too, trying to bring him down. And I believe it's 60 yards sideline to sideline, so I'd say everybody ran about 60 or 80 yards on that play.
And for all the struggles that we've talked about for SMSU this year, one thing they've been very good at is blocking, especially those runs and, like we've said, those screen passes, those short passes. The offensive line and those receivers have done a good job of blocking for their backs downfield.
Yeah, I know we have mentioned it in previous weeks how big a role that the wide receivers play in blocking downfield, with how much the Mustangs rely on the running game and the short passes to their running backs. And you see it again there. It really is a whole team effort when your running game is working well.
So for 18 seniors for SMSU, this will be the last 15 minutes of football they'll ever play. And what a way to go out than to beat your hated rival Augustana. Mustangs are 4-6 on the year. Both teams 4-6. A handoff to Gannon Moore, and he's going to get up to the outside for a few yards. Close to the 30. They're going to spot him at the 31. Gain of 4 yards. Gannon Moore, 14 carries on 71 yards. Matthews with 59 yards on 12 carries.
Yeah, with that last big run by Warren Matthews, he moved into 4th all-time on the career rushing list for SMSU. So congratulations to him.
Shotgun formation. Now Pashong under pressure, and he's going to get brought down, not going anywhere. So Now it's going to be another important third down. SMSU 5 of 9 on third down conversions in this game. It'll be 3rd and 6. We've seen SMSU play very conservative on a lot of these third downs, but probably be looking at a passing play here.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a short pass out to Warren Matthews on the flats.
Low snap. A nice catch. That was Anthony Dean, who has had a number of good catches so far in this game, including one touchdown grab. And more importantly, a first down for SMSU with 13 minutes, 42 seconds left. So you look at the replay here. Nice grab.
Yeah, just like the other two catches he had down on the other side of the field, snatching the ball out of the air.
Augustana up 31-28. They started out the game with a 14-0 lead. But SMSU relentless, staying in the game. And Matthews goes up the middle for some decent yards. Close to another first down. They're going to spot him right at the 15, about a yard short of the first down. And again, the last game for both Matthews and Moore, and they've been doing a good job of fighting for some good yardage.
The Mustangs as a whole are just really clicking here this second half. They haven't given up any points. Augustana was able to try a field goal attempt, but it was no good, and held on a fourth down, a big fourth down at the end of the third quarter.
Pump fake, and good defense. Pass was intended for Anthony Dean. That was, I believe that was number 1, Alex Kelson, on covering that pass for Augustana.
So a big third down now, 3rd and 1 for the Mustangs on the 15-yard line of Augustana.
Probably, I mean, I'd tell you what I'd do if I was Coach Sauter. 3rd and 1, you know, give it to Gannon Moore. Let him just push people around.
Looks like that might be what they're doing. It's a stacked eye.
And play action pass, but this time a throw in close to the goal line, touchdown. I couldn't see the number.
I believe it was Cody Condon.
Okay, it looked like it was number 16.
Yep.
Yep. And just was able to reach for the touchdown, and now the Mustangs have their second lead of the day. They led 21-20 for a while early in the second quarter. Now they are up 34-31. Big time play for SMSU. Schuweiler with the kick. It is up and is good. 12 minutes, 22 seconds left. SMSU battling back with a 35-31 lead over Augustana. We're going to take a break. We're going to have an exciting finish coming up for you. You're watching Mustang Football on KSSU TV.
When you donate goods in response to an international disaster, it's expensive.
They have to cross the sea, pass through customs, be inspected, sorted, then finally delivered.
And often they arrive too late to help, making your good intentions feel a little empty.
There is a better way. Cash donations are fast, simple, and allow professional relief workers to purchase supplies close at hand.
Cash is best. Learn more at CIDI.org.
Welcome back to Marshall, Minnesota. The Mustangs get 72 yards on 8 plays, 3 minutes and 21 seconds off the clock. Cody Condon with a 15-yard touchdown reception from Tyler Pichong, and SMSU has a 35-31 lead after Augustana had a 14-0 lead early on in the first quarter. SMSU has outscored Augie 14-0 here in the second half. Pichong now 17 of 27, 219 yards, 4 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. So good, decent stat line for him. Besides that 1 interception, he's had a pretty good game. That kickoff fielded, but it will be knelt down, so a touchback.
We've seen some really good play out of both quarterbacks. Josh Hansen for Augustana is 19 of 23, so completing about 75% of his passes.
Yep, and not a whole lot of difference in yardage. Hansen 220 passing yards, 219 for Pashang, and for total yards for each team, both teams with 154 rushing yards as well. SMSU 373 yards on offense, Augustana 374 yards on offense. So statistically, at least yardage-wise, pretty similar.
Yeah, if it weren't for that interception on the very first offensive play for the Mustangs, we could be looking at an even greater lead for SMSU. But as it stands, looking like it's going to be another close game down to the wire.
A handoff to Newell, and Augustana gets the first down. 12 penalties in this game as well. 5 for Augustana for 65 yards, 7 for SMSU for 57 yards.
And we question that number. I think it's been more than 7, and it's definitely more than 57 yards.
12 minutes now left in the fourth quarter. Again, another handoff.
Good job swarming to the ball there by the Mustang defense.
Gain of about 5 yards. And Augustana needs a touchdown to get the lead. Field goal doesn't really do them any good. Mustangs could use another big defensive stop here. Hansen again hands it off, and a tackle for a loss. Jake Letzo, big sophomore defensive tackle with the stop there. And that is a big play for SMSU. If ever they needed a big tackle like that, it was definitely in that situation.
He was in the backfield before Newell even had the ball hardly.
And now it is 3rd and 11. Augie 4 of 7 on third down conversions. And it makes a big difference between a 3rd and 11 and let's say a 3rd and short. SMSU defense, a deep pass, and almost a nice catch, but an incomplete intended for Darren Nicholson. That was number 6, Donovan Woods, redshirt freshman, on the coverage there. And big stop for the Mustang defense. With their offense looking pretty good, Augustana now having to punt the ball back to SMSU.
Coming into today's game, Augustana was converting 49% of their third down conversion attempts. So they're right at that mark now that they're 4 of 8.
That's a deep high kick. And good job of catching that kick. That was number 24, Andrew McReynolds. One of only 2 true freshmen to play for the Mustangs this year. Him and Graham Ketterling, the other true freshman who has seen playing time. So the Mustangs start off at their own 32-yard line. And like I said, they're outscoring Augie 14-0 here in the second half. 10 minutes, 28 seconds left to go. SMSU with a 35-31 lead.
Often you hear teams who consistently have very close games coming down to the wire called cardiac kids, or with the Detroit Lions a couple years ago, cardiac cats. We're gonna have to dub these Mustangs the pulmonary ponies.
Good gain of about 2 yards for Matthews. I remember Iowa Hawkeyes actually lost a tough game to Purdue today, 27-24. But a few years ago when they had that big 9-0 start, and Ricky Stanzi was still playing for him, he had that really rough year where he just threw a ton of interceptions, and they had a lot of close games with teams that they should have just killed. But from some weird bounce into an interception or some weird play, they were able to finally pull off a win. So that kind of is what SMSU kind of reminds me of this year. Mustangs have found a way to win, at least at home, looking to finish 4-2 at home this season.
Shangs aren't sure about the play call, so we get a timeout from the Mustangs.
And we're going to take a short timeout with them. 9:40 left to go. SMSU 35-31 lead. Stay tuned. You're watching Mustang football on KSSU TV.
When you donate goods in response to an international disaster, it's expensive.
They have to cross the sea, pass through customs, be inspected, sorted, then finally delivered.
And often they arrive too late to help, making your good intentions feel a little empty.
There is a better way. Cash donations are fast, simple, and allow professional relief workers to purchase supplies close at hand.
Cash is best. Learn more at CIDI.org.
Welcome back to Marshall, Minnesota. SMSU with a 35-31 lead. 9 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. Michael Sterling and Adam Hudak here. And Adam, I know SMSU is losing 18 talented seniors, but this season they've been fighting hard in all of their games. And I don't know about you, but this makes me pretty excited for next year to see how the returning players and the new players that they recruit come out and play.
It's definitely a great thing to build on. If the Mustangs are able to come away victorious here today, finish above 500 in divisional and conference play for the first time in I don't know how long, but a while. And even though they will finish below 500 for the season, they played number 10 Mankato, Minnesota State, very tight, losing to them in double overtime, who's ranked 10th in the nation. And they've had some big wins here at home. They defeated Wayne State on homecoming by a margin of 16. That game against Upper Iowa a few weeks ago that came down to the wire, scoring a touchdown in the last 20 seconds or so. And the win last week against Concordia, which was also a very tight game, only being sealed that victory in the last 40 seconds or so.
Pass intended for couldn't catch the number of the player. Oh, I believe it was Abe Koss, but it's overthrown. Tyler Pichong just kind of overshot that one, and now after a big stop, Mustangs are going to have to punt it back to Augie. Mustangs had a chance to kind of pull away. Schuweiler on to punt. Another low snap. And this punt not going to be fielded. It's going to take a good Mustang bunt inside the 10. Looks like to the 8. So a big bounce for SMSU. And now Augie going to have to go the length of the field, 92 yards if they want to get a touchdown and grab back the lead.
Lucky break there for the Mustangs. That short snap. That's the second time we've seen a short hop on a kick attempt. Once on the extra point, which Pichong was able to get down and convert on that extra point. But there again, we saw a short hop on the snap back to the punter. Schuweiler just gets it away. And the end-over-end kick allows it to bounce and roll down the field.
Yeah, I was going to say that the Mustangs need good coverage on that punt, but when you can punt it like that, you don't need to worry about coverage. That pass too high. Intended for tight end Isaac Jorgensen. Jorgensen 6'4", so he's a tall guy. Kind of hard to overthrow him, but Hansen found a way there. Hansen is a senior, and his backup that is listed here on the depth chart, Ryan Schuetz, also a senior. Tyler Pichong for SMSU, a senior as well. His backup on the depth chart, number 7, Charlie Kern, only a sophomore, so might be looking at Kern as the starter next year. Of course, that's quite a ways away.
Good defense there.
Yeah, nice defense for SMSU. They can feel a victory coming, although there's still 9 minutes left. But, they definitely have at least some momentum on their side. Now 3rd and 7.
You know, this cold weather doesn't feel so cold when your team's winning and there's exciting action going on the field.
Shotgun formation. 3 wideouts on the field. Hansen going to roll out. The pass is, they're going to say he caught it. So a big conversion for Augie. SMSU kind of played kind of some soft coverage there. It's kind of frustrating as a defender when you have your opponent on third down, and then they make a play like that, and then you got to start all over again.
It is, but they just need to keep on trying to get after them. You know they're going to be throwing the ball. As I say that, they hand it off.
And Augie gets close to another first down. Ball placed at the 30-yard line. Really 2nd and 3 yards. Coming up on 8 minutes left to go in the game. A couple new players coming in for the Mustangs. Kind of moving some players around on defense. And another handoff. Newell looks like he might have the first down. Again, the Vikings don't need to hurry. There's 7 minutes, 42 seconds left. Augustana with all 3 of their timeouts. SMSU with only 1 timeout left. Dejan Newell, 127 yards on 18 carries today, 2 rushing touchdowns. So he's had a pretty good game. Again, another handoff. And back falls forward for 2 yards, 3 yards.
Ham presents a little bit more of a challenge to tackle. He's 6'1", 235. Newell is 5'10", 185, so you got an extra 50 pounds to bring down when they hand the ball off to Ham.
They gave him 4 yards, actually 5, so it'll be 2nd and 5. Less than 7 minutes now is Augie taking up a lot of clock. There's the snap, and another handoff to the outside, close to a first down, be 2 yards short. So it'll be 3rd and short. Augie 5 of 9 on 3rd down conversions.
Turn up, Mustang fans.
The Mustangs really need to get a stop here.
Defense.
Few new players coming in.
And the Mustangs take another timeout.
So now SMSU going to be out of timeouts. 6 minutes, 22 seconds left in the game. SMSU with a 35-31 lead. We're going to take a short break. You are watching Mustang football on KSSU TV.
AmeriCorps Hero.
I want to help people. I want to make a difference. I want to get things done. Could I be a hero?
She had to apply.
I should give this a try.
There she met people who shared her passion, people who wanted to make change, people who joined AmeriCorps. They cleaned beaches, they helped wildlife. Together they served, together they made a difference. Together they were heroes.
In AmeriCorps, you can be a hero too.
Join AmeriCorps.
Welcome back to Marshall, Minnesota. 6 minutes, 22 seconds left. SMSU with a 35-31 lead, trying to hold on to this victory. Again, happy Veterans Day weekend to all of you veterans out there. 3rd and 2 for Augustana. Augie in shotgun formation.
Mustangs need a stop here to justify using that their final timeout of the half.
And Newell gets the first down, breaks a few tackles, and he gets to the outside, making a few big moves, and a
late flag.
Like a flag thrown. And it'll be big to see who this penalty is on. But again, it looks like an illegal block in the back on Augustana.
Ooh.
And that might be a big penalty depending on how far back they spot it. Spotted at the 37. So it looks like it'll be 3rd and 7. And we thought all those missed tackles might cost the Mustangs, but penalty just cost the Vikings.
So we get to relive that pressure all over again on another 3rd down attempt.
Now less than 6 minutes left. Mustangs need to shore up that tackling. Hansen back to pass, getting pressured, and a pass right down the middle. And
they have it again.
Man, it's so frustrating. You see for your defense, get it to 3rd down, and then all it takes is just one player not in position for the other team to get a 1st down. Augie still has quite a ways to go to get a touchdown.
They do have all 3 timeouts, though. The Mustangs are, again, out of timeouts for the rest of the way to go. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left.
Now option play.
Lot of space.
A lot of open space, as Adam said, and a nice open field tackle there. See, that was number 1, Joe Stupka. But Augie down to the SMSU 32. Actually, it's going to be closer to the 31. Now it's a gut check time for the Mustangs. SMSU desperately needs a stop. Now another handoff.
Another flag down.
Flag thrown. And that might be another big penalty on Augustana. Big penalty on the Vikings. That'll push them back 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 20.
And as we progress, I guess it doesn't really matter. Field goal won't do anything for Augustana, but the wind continues to pick up, blowing into their faces. So deep passes will be harder to throw.
But again, the Mustangs, who have had trouble tackling in this game. Hansen back to pass.
Underneath pass.
That's another thing SMSU needs to watch out for. They need to kind of tighten that coverage and prevent those short passes. So Augie gets a lot of that yardage back. It'll be 2nd and 6. Coming up on 4 minutes left. Augie can just drain a lot of this clock, and if they can get a touchdown, won't leave a lot of time for SMSU to get a score themselves. And another big run. CJ Ham gets to the SMSU 11. And the Mustangs, you got to know that this stuff is coming.
Doesn't matter if you know if it's coming if you can't bring the guy down, and that seems to be the problem. More missed tackles there. Could have stopped him for a gain of only a couple of yards, and instead he picks up 8 or 9 and the 1st down.
Shotgun formation for the Vikings. Just taking some time off the clock, milking that clock. And now Newell able to get some more yards. More missed tackles by SMSU. He fights in for the touchdown. You have got to be kidding me. At some point, this gets a little ridiculous. I mean, he should have been stopped back at the 10. But again, the struggles of the Mustang defense. As you can see the replay here. Look at that.
Yeah, stopped at the 7-yard line. 3 guys at the 2.
Hansen with the extra point, and it is good. So 3 minutes, 12 seconds left. A 38-35 lead for Augustana. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back. You're watching Mustang football on KSSU TV.
Will I always be working weekends just to stay out of debt?
He's a great college for our kids.
Out of the question?
He's the American dream.
Out of our reach?
Not if we can help it. We're the National Endowment for Financial Education, a non-profit organization dedicated to helping people just like you get smart about their money. Log on to smartaboutmoney.org today and start taking control of your financial life.
Welcome back to Marshall, Minnesota. Augustana with a 38-35 lead. Let's take a look at that last scoring drive. Augie went 92 yards on 12 plays, took 6 minutes, 6 seconds off the clock. Dejan Newell, 11-yard touchdown run. Now, like I said, Augie with a 38-35 lead. SMSU doesn't need a touchdown. They can get a field goal and tie it up. That kickoff gets killed by that wind. SMSU needs a good return, but instead they're going to get stopped at the 22. Well, Adam, you're not going to win too many games when you can't tackle, and that last run by Newell, like I said, he should have been stopped at the 9-yard line, but somehow, he just kept going, and he got stopped again at like the 3 or 4 yard line, but then his own teammates kind of helped him push him into the end zone.
Yeah, that whole drive was filled with missed tackles. When you're consistently making contact at the line of scrimmage or only 2 or 3 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage, and you're not bringing the running back down and he's picking up 8 or 9 yards at a time, you're just not going to win that way.
There's a catch for a decent gain. Anthony Dean with the reception, about 8 yards. And with less than 3 minutes left now, you got to think this is 4-down territory no matter what. Pashong, 1 interception on the day, also 4 touchdown passes. So he has had a pretty decent game. Mustangs need a good drive out of him tonight. More pressure and a dropped pass. Cody Condon.
I thought there was going to be an offsides penalty on Augustana there because one of the players jumped, and I think the center snapped it right away trying to get the flag thrown because it was a low snap and Pashong didn't really look ready for it.
Man, you got to catch that. A big possession like this, you got to catch that. 3rd and short now for SMSU. But again, this is got to be 4-down territory, so the Mustangs will have 2 more opportunities. As Augustana trying to get their crowd into it on the far sideline. Pashong going to run for it, and he's not going to get there. Man, this SMSU really needs to get their blocking going. There's a lot of penetration there by the Augustana defense. So this will be the ball game. SMSU has no timeouts left. If they don't get this here, Augie can just run out the clock. Big play for the Mustangs. And a big catch, big catch. Nice play. Anthony Dean with another clutch catch.
Way to perform under pressure, everybody. A lot of good protection for Pashong. There wasn't anybody in his face. His feet looked a little nervous, but he was able to hit Dean on the money there.
And a nice catch by Moore. Gets maybe 3 or 4 yards.
Clock is running though. Those kind of passes don't do you much good.
Yeah, you got to get it downfield. I always hate when teams do this conservative, like 2 or 3 yard passes downfield.
Yeah, in a situation like that, it's almost better if he drops the pass.
There it is. Oh, pass almost completed. Now 3rd and 7. That's what you like to see. Take a shot downfield.
Prefer to see that on 1st down, though. Now he got 3rd and long.
1 minute 19 seconds left. It's been kind of a back and forth game. Pashong 20 of 34, 237 passing yards. Anthony Dean with 6 catches for 47 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Erickson 4 catches for 52 yards in the touchdown. 4 wideouts on the play. He's got a man open. That was Abe Koss. And that'll be another first down for SMSU. And again, the Mustangs don't need a touchdown. They can tie it with a field goal. But
nice play there, though. Right at the 50-yard line now.
And he got out of bounds, which stops the clock, which is big, too.
Yeah, 1:13 left on the game clock. 50 yards to go, or probably 20 for a makeable field goal. They do have the wind at their back, so you can attempt a longer field goal even if you don't pick up too many more yards here, at least for the tie. So that's something to keep in mind. But of course, you'd like to be able to win here.
Bashan getting plenty of time. Needs to get rid of it. Pass incomplete. Pashong once again knocked on his backside. That Augustana pressure has kind of been flustering Pashong. At first it looked like he had plenty of time, but then the pressure came and he had hurried to get a throw off.
Yeah, he was under pressure there, and he has been most of the day, but so far on this drive, he has had time to throw.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation. And a nice catch by Erickson. Augustana kind of playing soft there, giving Erickson plenty of room.
Need to decide if they want to spike it here or just take their time and call a play. 1 minute left now, the clock is running.
They need to have a little bit of a sense of urgency here.
They are going to run a play.
Pashong nearly gets sacked, and you definitely cannot take a sack in this situation.
Nope, that incomplete pass is going to be just fine.
And again, if you do get some completed passes, you'd like to have your receiver near the out of bounds so he can get out of bounds quickly and stop that clock. Shotgun formation again for SMSU. 3 wideouts. Shong back to pass. And a nice catch by Anthony Dean.
Short of the first down, though, so the clock is still running.
Yeah, you got to get your receivers past those first down markers.
3rd and 2, 35 seconds and running.
And again, SMSU, a lot of time ticking off that clock. And stopped close to the first down.
Referee stopped the clock. They might look to see if it is first down.
First down, and man, that play was a little too conservative. I mean, if you don't get it, it's 4th down, and you got to go try a long field goal.
So now they clock it.
Now SMSU will have some time to think about what they want to do with their next few plays. And in this situation where you have time, you got to, not just think about this play, but you got to plan 2, 3, maybe even 4 plays ahead. But again, it was big that SMSU burned their 3 timeouts earlier in the second half. They could have used a few of their timeouts here.
Yeah, the play clock wasn't running. The referee's going to stop this. Yeah, that's a mistake that can happen. I don't think the Mustangs realized that, though. They could have capitalized on the play clock not running and taken time to call several plays.
Pashong pass downfield, and it's overthrown by a lot.
I think that's that wind.
So no timeouts, 15 seconds left. You think maybe time for 1 pass if you catch it? Got to catch it. You got to run to where the ball is, spike it. And Depends on if you can get out of bounds or not.
Yeah, I don't know. You're in field goal position now. You're on the 26. It's a 43-yarder from here. That shouldn't be the problem. The clock is the enemy.
Oh, another overthrow. I mean, it's nice to go downfield, but would have liked to get a little closer to for a better chance at a field goal. Ball is at the 26 right now. Kind of close to that no man's land. 40-yard field goal. Schuweiler made a 49-yarder against Upper Iowa the other week. Now Augie gonna try to ice the kicker. So 38-35, SMSU has a chance to get their 5th win of the season, and a chance to end the season 4-2 here at the Regional Event Center. And man, if you're an SMSU coach, you got to have a lot of gray hairs after this season. It's been a lot of close games, a lot of just very intense.
Yeah, what a way to cap it off too, with a field goal in the final seconds to either send it to overtime or end the game.
And that's what makes it fun for us to call. Not really a whole lot of fun when you're calling a 50-0 blowout.
Unless, of course, we are on the winning
unless
side.
We're winning. So Lance Schuweiler, senior kicker and punter. The kick is up. Is it?
No good.
No good.
Wide left.
And that's got to be a heartbreaker. And again, you know, SMSU had a chance to kind of get closer, but they wanted to go for a touchdown. And like I said earlier, hindsight is 20/20, but you would have liked to maybe take a shot downfield, but then try to get closer for a better field goal. So Augie can just take a knee and survive with a victory. And that'll do it for this game. Augustana survives, escapes with a 38-35 victory over SMSU. A tough loss for the Mustangs, especially for the 18 seniors who have just finished their last college football game. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with wrapping up with the stats and kind of a wrap-up of the season. You're watching Mustang football here on KSSU TV.
Southwest Minnesota State University, where private school atmosphere meets public school cost. Programs like culinology, agronomy, and environmental science set the standard nationwide, where grad placement rates are over 97%. And the school invests in you, putting over $80 million back into the university. Southwest Minnesota State University, where you belong.
If you've had a stroke, the chances are good that you could have another one. But it doesn't have to happen. You could be a stroke smart star.
I'm eating healthy and I'm exercising again.
I'm keeping my blood pressure and cholesterol levels under control.
After 35 years, I quit smoking.
I always take my medicine.
If you take steps to improve your health, you'll greatly reduce your risk of another stroke. Talk to your doctor and go to stroke.org today.
I'm not going to have another stroke.
Welcome back to Marshall, Minnesota, where the Augustana Vikings come out with a 38-35 victory over SMSU. SMSU will finish 4-7 on the year and 3-4 in the NSIC South Division. Michael Sterling here with Adam Hudak. And Adam, kind of a disappointing end, especially for the 18 seniors on the team, but it was a good season, and I don't know about you, but I had a lot of fun calling these games.
Yeah, it has been a good season for the Mustangs, I'd have to say. Not the record that you want to finish with, but you fought hard against a good Augustana team. Their record, even though it isn't the best this year, finishing at 5-6, Augustana has been a good team throughout the years. The Mustangs played, as we mentioned earlier, Minnesota State, Mankato, ranked number 10 in the country, into double overtime earlier this season. Had some close wins here at home. Just barely lost to Minnesota Crookston, which should have been a victory earlier this season. So they definitely, with a couple small changes here and there, that would have been finishing with a winning record. But that's the difference between a good team and just an average team, is being able to come through and finish in those close games when you need it. So tough loss for the Mustangs today, but I think they need to be happy about their season. Certainly had its ups and downs, but they had good performances throughout the entire course of the year.
And Augustana will finish 5-6 and 3-4 in the NSIC South Division. Tyler Pichon, 23 of 41 for 271 yards, 4 touchdowns, but had that big interception, the first offensive play for SMSU that led to an Augustana touchdown. Gannon Moore, in his last game, 72 yards on 15 carries and 3 catches for 31 yards. Warren Matthews, 68 yards on 14 carries and a touchdown on the ground, 3 catches for 34 yards and a touchdown receiving. Dejan Newell for Augustana, 20 carries, 160 yards, 3 touchdowns. Darren Nicholson, 12 catches for 116 yards and a touchdown for Augie. And Josh Hansen, who is a senior as well, 22 of 28, 256 yards and 2 touchdowns. Augie with 492 yards of offense. SMSU 427 yards of offense. Both teams with 7 penalties. Augie with 7 penalties for 80 yards. SMSU 7 penalties for 57 yards. And SMSU will look kind of different next year. Pichon will be gone. Matthews and Moore will be gone at running back. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next year, but I'm looking forward to it. And Adam, this is your senior day as well. You'll be graduating in the spring, so this is your last football game calling, but it was an honor. You did a good job of providing a lot of insight this year, and like I said, it was fun and interesting, a lot of close and intense games.
Yeah, it was, and thanks, Mike. It is my first and last year being able to call these games here on KSSU, but it's been a lot of fun doing it with you and with everybody that we have working on our staff. And look forward to seeing people coming out to the basketball games here. We here at KSSU will be doing both men's and women's games. So please come out and enjoy those. We have a good time doing that, and we should be looking forward to seeing at least a really good season from the men's team. Hopefully the women's team will continue to grow from their season that they had last year. And like you've been mentioning throughout the course of the broadcast, head on over to the PE gym on campus here, like right now, because it is 4 o'clock, and the number 1 ranked SMSU volleyball team is taking on number 2 ranked Concordia right now for the conference championship.
Yeah, and if the Mustangs win, they'll be able to host the regional tournament here, and we'll probably have broadcasts for you there. So we might still have some volleyball left, but basketball season's just around the corner. Pretty exciting time. But for Adam, for all the other seniors, part of KSSU who have helped with the fall broadcasts, volleyball and football, thank you to all of you guys. Happy Veterans Day to all of you veterans. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoy your weekend with your families. Good job on great careers for you 18 Mustang players who played your last football game here. Good season.
Been fun to watch, and wrote some names in the record books.
Definitely, and yeah, that's pretty much all you can say. So for Adam and for everybody in the production room, all our camera people who did a great job, this is Michael Sterling. Thank you for tuning in to KSSU TV. We will see you for our basketball season. And finally, go Mustangs.